Once upon a time, in a quaint little village, there lived a cheerful girl named Layla, affectionately known as Little Red Riding Hood because of her bright red cape. Layla's grandmother, who lived in a cozy cottage deep in the forest, had fallen ill, and Layla decided to visit her with a basket full of delicious food to help her feel better. Layla's mother reminded her to stay on the path and not talk to strangers before she left. With a cheerful wave, Layla set off on her journey through the sun-dappled woods. The forest was alive with the chirping of birds and scurrying woodland creatures who paused to greet Layla as she passed by. A curious fox, a chattering squirrel, and even a hopping bunny brightened her path, making her journey so delightful. However, unbeknownst to Layla, a sly and cunning wolf had been watching her from the shadows. When Layla stopped to admire some vibrant flowers, the wolf seized his chance. "Hello, little girl," said the wolf in his silkiest voice. "Where are you off to on this fine day?" Layla, remembering her mother's advice, hesitated, but then thought there was no harm in being polite. "I'm going to visit my grandmother who lives in the cottage at the end of this path," she answered innocently. The wolf's eyes glimmered with wicked plans as he continued, "What a sweet girl you are. Why don't you pick some of those lovely flowers for your grandmother?" Delighted with the idea, Layla agreed and began gathering flowers. Meanwhile, the wolf dashed off down a secret shortcut to the grandmother's house. The wolf reached the cottage and knocked on the door. "Who is it?" called the grandmother. "It's me, Layla," the wolf mimicked in a sweet voice. "I brought you some food." Thinking it was indeed her granddaughter, the kind grandmother unlocked the door and in pounced the wolf. He quickly disguised himself in the grandmother's nightgown and cap, snuggling into the bed, drawing the covers up to his chin. Soon after, Layla, unaware of the danger, approached the cottage and knocked. "It's me, Layla," she announced. "Come in, dear," rasped the wolf, trying his best to sound like the grandmother. Layla entered and immediately felt something was amiss. "Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have," Layla exclaimed. "All the better to see you with, my dear," the wolf answered. "And grandmother, what big ears you have." "All the better to hear you with," the wolf replied, trying not to grin. "But grandmother, what big teeth you have," Layla gasped. "All the better to eat you with," roared the wolf, throwing off the covers and leaping towards Layla. Just at that suspenseful moment, a nearby hunter who had been suspicious of the wolf's approach burst through the door with his trusty axe. Seeing the hunter, the wolf dashed for the window and escaped back into the woods. The hunter quickly helped the grandmother out of the closet where she had been locked in by the wolf. Layla and her grandmother embraced, safe at last. "Thank you, brave hunter," said Layla with a gracious smile. The grandmother added, "We are forever in your debt." As they all enjoyed the treats Layla had brought, they reminded each other of the importance of being cautious and always listening to one's parents.